Deception, a Drew Patrick crime thriller by Jason Richards. Chapter 1. Brody waited for his target like a hunter in a blind. Despite his 6-foot frame, he was a master at blending in. He could have been any tourist, crowding America's capital city. As Brody stood on the busy sidewalk, he wiped perspiration from his brow. It was a futile effort in the swampy air that was Washington, D.C. in July. The temperature had reached 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and humidity draped the city like a hot, moist blanket. When he had exited the air-conditioned hotel, it was like stepping into a sauna. His shirt was drenched in sweat before he reached the metro station less than a block away. How do people live like this? He thought to himself. But Brody didn't dwell on the thought for long. He wasn't philosophical about how people lived. His job was to think about how people would die. More to the point, how he would kill them. He preferred a single tap to the back of the head. For this job there would be no weapon, other than his hands. They were the size of catcher's mitts, and could be quite lethal wrapped around a person's neck. It's what the client wanted. And his client was paying a handsome sum of money. Brody took a final drag on a cigarette and flicked it onto the ground. He was a pack-a-day smoker. Camels. The unfiltered strength of the tobacco was more satisfying. He knew smoking was destroying his lungs, but guys in his profession tended not to have long lifespans. Brody figured he would die in a shootout with police, the mob, or gangbangers long before lung cancer got him. He looked at his watch. The target should be along soon. Brody glanced at the image on his phone. Philip Swanson was a tall, pencil-necked guy. He worked as a paralegal at the Washington law offices of Barlow, Hughes, and Waterford. Why he had a contract out on him was a mystery to Brody. Not that it mattered. He was paid to kill people. So that is what he did. The why didn't matter. Only the who, when, and how were pertinent to Brody. Shit, it is hot, he thought. Wasn't the nation's capital built on filled-in swampland? Brody was certain that didn't help. A double whammy of its latitude and sitting atop old swampland. Brody again wiped sweat from his brow. People exited the office building where Barlow, Hughes, and Waterford leased space on the 10th floor. Brody scanned the faces of the men in the crowd. He spotted Swanson coming through the revolving door, cell phone stuck to his ear. Swanson waited at the light with others. He crossed with the herd at the walk signal. People splintered off in different directions once across. Swanson turned right and headed toward DuPont Circle.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?